peeps, we are back. We're talking the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Season 3, Episode 2. Hey, before we get into the video, please do me the honors of subscribing to my channel, hitting the notification bell so you can always be notified when I post new content, hitting the thumbs up because that does wonders for my channel, and share. Thanks. I can tell you, so far so good, but I just have a feeling that they are really going to draw out the situation between Lisa and Meredith. I'm willing to give it a couple more episodes. After that, they have to let it go. Either you're going to be friends or you're not. Also, we are still in the I am innocent stage of Jen Shah's situation. Her sentencing for her guilt is coming up on November 28th. It's really hard to watch these scenes where she is proclaiming her innocence. Girl, we know you are not. Leave us alone with these lies, okay? The episode starts off with Jen inviting her mother over, and can I just tell you, I really appreciate the keto charcuterie board. It looked really good, and you guys know I love food, so I'm always watching the food. You know, later in the episode, when Meredith comes over to Whitney's, Whitney has put together a beautiful charcuterie board. I mean, listen, we went from not ever hearing anything about a charcuterie board to every single Housewife franchise, every episode, there is a charcuterie board. It's just too much, but I love to see the food. Okay, so Jen feeling sorry for herself and talking about how she was bullied. And you know, the only people that I feel sorry for in this situation is Jen's children, her husband, and her mother. It was extremely hard for me to watch her have this pity party for herself, knowing that she stole from the elderly victims. I feel sorry for the victims, and I am hoping that they are able to recoup some of their money, if not every dime of it. The fact that she is sitting there laying all of this sadness on her mother, talking about how sometimes she just wants to end it all. I said, why would you put your mom through this? Why would you let her suffer and hurt and have all of this sadness, knowing that you are sitting there lying and you are guilty? Why would you allow Coach Shah and the kids to sit there thinking that you are innocent? Just be honest with these people. And did you really take your mom's 401k money to help pay for the lawyers? Jen, I am over you. This is ridiculous.
You know that Meredith has a son named Brooks, right?
She's so just hypocritical.
Well, what have you heard?
I just heard that she was, doing favors to help get places to pick up Vita tequila.
I know that sounds absurd, but it's really not, because I've actually heard the same thing. I have a friend. It's a mutual friend of Lisa's, and he's very wealthy and very well known in Utah, and I've heard that she slept with him to sway him. I feel bad talking about her.
The last thing I want to do is sit and talk about Lisa behind her back.
I love that you have your own business, but you have your own business because Daddy and I worked hard too.
Fudge college, honestly.
It seems like you're giving attitude like I know everything. When you can get to a point where you're funding your own business all by yourself and I don't have to invest any money and your dad doesn't have to invest any money, then you can be like, I got this, I'm amazing. You can't do that now. That's not how it works, Jack.
Okay.
Will told me, through his EDMR therapy, that I was actually abused, and I just don't remember it.
Babe, I'm so sorry.
Do you still love me?
Of course I do, babe.
It's going to be called the Garbage Trash Whore Lingerie Party. GTW.
You don't seem that enthusiastic about a girl's trip to Arizona.
It's the redheaded stepchild of Utah. It's just Utah, warmer, and with more white people.
Women.
Honey, listen. Whitney's son, Brooks, he feels the same about Brooks that I do. Did you see how he acted? He said, we don't give a damn, and went on about his business. Meredith and Whitney sitting there having this conversation about these alleged rumors. Whitney was all in it. She was all for it. And she says that she's heard the same thing because, somebody that she knows says that they had the sex with Lisa for Vita. And it's really weird to me because when you look out online, a lot of people are saying that Vita is only available in Utah and that it's not even served in all of the restaurants. It's not sold in the stores. It's not a huge brand. Why would Lisa risk her marriage and her family to give favors to get Vita in different stores? No one wants to risk all of that. Your family, your marriage, your reputation. And then for both of them to sit there and say that they feel bad talking about it, they don't really want to talk about it. If you really feel bad about it and you don't really want to talk about it, then why the hell are you talking about it? Shut the hell up. You know, and even though I can appreciate Meredith being highly pissed with Lisa for the comments that Lisa made about her and her family, her husband's situation, I understand that. I get that. But what you are doing right now, talking about Lisa and her family, to me is the exact same. You are being hypocritical, in my opinion. Do I think you're doing it because you're upset and you're trying to get revenge? Yes, I do. So I totally understand that. But at the same time, don't stand around here saying Lisa is a hypocrite, because you're doing the exact same thing. Two wrongs do not make a right. Lisa, in this conversation with her son about school, I thought that she was really cool. She was relaxed. I thought that she was trying to be supportive as she listens to him and his thoughts and ideas pertaining to college. You know, the whole fudge college situation, that's where I would have stopped. You know what I mean? When she stopped and took her glasses off and placed them glasses on her head, I said, okay, that's when you tag in as a mom. Okay, we started out, I was trying to be your mama and your friend. I was trying to be supportive and listen, but here's where the buck stops. Okay, you're privileged. Yes, you have a business that I started for you. You haven't done anything. And so I agree with her. Boy, you are spoiled. You are privileged. You would not have anything if it wasn't for your mama and daddy. Carry your ass to college, get a degree, and then show us that you can handle these companies that we will be running for you in your absence. Boy, go on somewhere. Okay, he had the nerve to have a little bit of an attitude talking to Lisa. Honey, listen, she's real sweet, because I would have lit him up out there. Boy, calm down and watch how you talk to me. Your tone is a little too rough. Okay, so I'm here for Lisa, letting him know, boy, you're smart, but not that smart. Go on to college. Quit playing with us. Okay, so the Whitney situation, I felt so much sympathy and heartbreak for her. But my only problem with this was, your brother went to therapy, and then he calls you to tell you that in his therapy, he realized that you went through trauma and that's it. My thing is, you haven't had the memory of your own trauma yet. I think that she has every right to be devastated and upset and hurt, but I don't know if I would take everything that he said happened in his therapy session for 100% fact, because some people have mentioned on many programs, different documentaries I've watched, that sometimes they have false memories. I felt terrible for Whitney because she is devastated as the episode moved on, that she may have realized that in her own therapy something happened to her as a child, and that was heartbreaking. I mean, when something bad like this happens and you end up blocking all of that out, that means that your body, your mind, your heart is trying to protect you. And I feel terrible for her. I actually started crying when she asked her husband if he still loved her. And I started thinking, oh my God, of course he still loves you. He probably loves you even more now. I mean, that just broke my heart. I feel for Whitney, and I feel for her whole family. This has got to be devastating for her. Somewhere Whitney ended up getting a new confessional look, and it looked like she was wearing some really heavy bronzer, and the bangs and the little tiny poof of a ponytail up at the top. That made me laugh. I mean, that brought me back to some laughter, because it was really heavy, her scene with her husband, and I thought it would have been nice if Bravo would have gave us a little bit of a trigger warning. I mean, they give us a trigger warning for eating disorders. They give us a trigger warning if there's any kind of fights or anything, but no trigger warning for this. And I think Bravo missed an opportunity there. So they're going on this girls trip to Arizona. And when Lisa and Whitney leave a little bit early so they can get there and set everything up at the house, between the two of them, they had 7 suitcases. You guys are probably going to be there 4 days tops, and you need 7 suitcases. This is just ridiculous. It's funny as hell. She really is. I love Heather. Her confessionals are the best. But, you know, I've been to Arizona, and I don't think that Arizona has as many white people as Utah. I really don't. But I see what she means, and I kind of agree. You know good and damn well the only reason why they went to Arizona is because Jen cannot go anywhere else. They have to stay in the continental U.S., and I'm pretty sure she had to get permission. So Jen is the only one that is truly excited about this trip to Arizona.
I'm trying not to smile.
She only alluded to affairs. And then what?
Multiple?
Yeah, but what Meredith has heard, that Lisa has performed sexual favors for the advancement of Vita.
Feed it tequila.
Yeah, so that people would take it. But
Stop.
I know.
Stop.
I know, but, and then she'd just be like, isn't that absurd?
Who is she servicing? Vendors? Bartenders? Bar owners?
I know it sounds absurd,
State
Heather.
liquor store officials?
I fully participated because I've heard the same rumors about her too.
I'm releasing the fear of going to trial. I'm calling in my innocence.
So there can be, hello.
Hello.
Welcome. Did you have something that you want to release that you want to share with the group?
I'm not ready to share right now.
Okay.
I'm very much triggered by our last trip and having my father's death weaponized against me.
Well, I used to feel like I was a safe space for you, and I'm sorry.
You are not a safe space, Lisa.
I know, I never mind. I won't say another word.
I was in a very abusive situation, but I stuffed it so deep that I blocked all memory of it.
You?
Yeah.
You're brave, Whitney.
Yep.
Now, the little throwback to Mary Cosby was cute. It really was. I do miss Mary. I miss the confessionals. Mary is hilarious. She is good in the confessionals. Everything else, she's a little nuts. But, you know, I miss Mary M. Cosby. Lisa making that comment that house is like an outdated Barbie dream house stuck in the 80s. I agree. The house was beautiful, but they could really use to, you know, update the decor. I mean, seriously. Same for Mary Cosby's house. So I totally get where Whitney was going with that. Mary's house is beautiful too, just extremely outdated. So I did notice that when they got in the hot tub, Whitney says to Lisa that she's been having therapy and she had blocked out her childhood from 8 to 17. And she doesn't really like to talk about her trauma, but she brings it up. And she starts to tell Lisa about it, and Lisa kind of interrupts, in my opinion, and starts talking about the time that she was a kid and got left at the park. You know, she said that her parents were children raising children, which I can definitely understand that. My mom had me at a very young age, but my mother was very responsible, very responsible. And it seems to me, you know, she was saying that her dad at the age of 39 had 3 children in college. I said, oh my God, how old were they when they had her? Because to be 39 years old and you already have 3 children in college? You know, the comments that she made about her and Meredith have been friends for 10 years and she thought their relationship was better than that. You know, she keeps making these comments that she would never walk away from their friendship after 10 years of friendship, and Meredith could just walk away just because of her one little mistake. Girl, cut the shit. You verbally slaughtered her entire family. You talked about her kids being posers. You said that she was a whore that slept with all of New York and that they didn't have a home because her husband couldn't keep a job longer than 5 minutes or whatever you said. I mean, seriously? And I don't believe you when you say that you would never let go of a friendship. Your friendship with Angie, who was just like your sister, who you had been friends with for 20 years. You guys went to Taco Bell every day for lunch when you used to work together at some call center or something. As soon as Angie decided that she wanted to be friends with Whitney, you cut her off cold. Girl, stop this, okay? And she says that she forgives herself. You never were angry with yourself. You have never truly gave Meredith a honest, sincere apology. You have thrown out a few I'm sorry's, but the rest of the time it was, but I was going through something. I'm in pain too. I thought you were talking about my house. The girls on the bus the whole way there, they said you weren't my real friend. You know what? Some of that would have worked if you were still in high school. But for a grown woman who owns multiple businesses, who helped raise her small, younger siblings, I'm not buying the bullshit. That's just too petty, too childish. You talked about my home. That's what I heard. The girls said you weren't my friends. That's what you do in middle school and high school, ma'am. No, ma'am. Listen, Whitney and Heather talking about these rumors, Lord have mercy. Heather is me, okay? The whole facial expression, the cover of the face, the oh my gosh. Was it a vendor? Was it bartenders? Was it somebody at the liquor board? You know, I always want all the details. You know, I'm petty and wrong. I'm childish. Oh my gosh. But I do love to hear the gossip. You know, I don't think it's appropriate to spread it unless it's on my YouTube channel, okay? Because, you know, that's what I do. But in my real life, I don't think it's appropriate. I'm just saying. The ladies, they all get their rooms assigned to them. Jen, of course, they give her the master suite because this is the reason, allegedly, that they're there. And then they're going to meet up with this shaman who also gives them some of that chocolate drink, the same kind that they had in Dubai, and the ladies thought it was disgusting. Lisa Barlow was the only one that actually enjoyed it. And Whitney had already mentioned previously that she was really still thinking about the last time that she had a shaman or some sort of therapeutic session, and Meredith was late. Well, Meredith was late again, and at first I thought this is extremely rude, and I still think it's rude. She had a reason for it. She didn't really trust the ladies. She was upset, so she didn't really want to be a part of it. But my thing is this: if this is the reason, the least you could have done was went directly to Whitney beforehand and said, Whitney, due to the situation from when my father passed away, I've decided to sit this one out. I do apologize. Please accept my apology. Instead, they're down there talking about what they want to get rid of, what they want to take in. You know, Jen, she's still innocent. She is still out here proclaiming her innocence. They're all out here taking this serious. And here comes Meredith. I said, girl, this is so rude. You should have at least just stayed up in your room and kept doing whatever it was that you were doing after you got finished with your glam, and then came down and talked to the ladies at dinner. I thought it was rude that she showed up while they were almost finished. Anyway, when the lady asked her what she would like to get rid of and take in, she just wasn't ready for it. So anyway, they go through this whole ceremony, and you know, everybody's crying and they're releasing and they're giving everything over, oh my gosh, to the universe. You know, please let me be innocent, Lord. You know, everybody's just going through. Meredith makes her apology. She tells the group that she is sorry that she didn't come down. You know, she just didn't feel safe in their hands, considering the way they treated her about her father, which is so true. I still cannot forget how disrespectful they were to her when her father died. The same way I will never forget how disrespectful Gina was to Noella on the OC when her father died. I thought that was gross behavior. And I thought she got away with it because even on the reunion, they didn't even bring it up. Anyway, Lisa, for whatever reason, I don't know what's wrong with that woman. Lisa, for whatever reason, thought it was a good idea to lean into Meredith and say, I thought I was a safe space for you. And Meredith Marks is still angry. She said, you are not a good space for me, Lisa. Lisa was so taken aback. She says, never mind. I'm sorry. You know, she gets up and runs off. I said, oh, damn. The woman was trying, I don't know, Meredith is not here for it. She is not here for it. And I can just tell that this is about to go on all season, and I'm not here for that. Either make up or don't, but stop this. At least go back to the fake, you look gorgeous, and, you know, do that. I'm sick of this shit. So then they finally sit down to dinner, and everybody's talking to Jen about her situation. Then each of the ladies start to talk a little bit, and then out of nowhere, Whitney is crying. So people want to know, Whitney, what's wrong? What's happening? You know, she lets them know through the therapy, she has gotten some of her memories back, and she was abused as a child. And Heather looks at her weirdly, and then she says, you? And I think the reason Heather looked at her that way and said you is because her and Heather are a part of the same family. And I think that Heather knows stuff. I think that there possibly could have been other people in the family that have been abused as well. And this is all triggering something in Heather, I think. And I think we might hear more about it later in the season. I don't know, you guys. Salt Lake is starting off a little slow for me. Get down in the comments, you guys, and let me know what you think. And until next time, bye.